What is the Dunning-Kruger effect? Well, the internet is awash with rubbish information delivered by people who are absolutely sure of what they are talking about. What's wrong though in believing something you read or following advice that is delivered confidently and with certainty in an online pet forum or anywhere on the internet? In this video I discuss why not knowing what you don't know can result in ridiculous confidence and just how you can protect yourself from following terrible advice online. Hi, I'm Dr. Alex Avery from ourpetshealth.com, helping you and your pet to live a healthier, happier life. And welcome to this third video in my Evidence Matters series. Now today I want to talk to you about the Dunning-Kruger effect. Now don't worry, it's pretty simple. It is named after two psychologists, and the Dunning-Kruger effect goes something like this. If someone knows nothing about a topic, they are generally aware they know nothing. They won't try and pretend otherwise, and they certainly won't have strong opinions or views on the subject. Things very quickly get pretty interesting though, as some learning takes place. Now, you've probably heard the phrase that a little knowledge can be a dangerous thing. Well, as someone starts to learn about a topic, the amount they think they know about it climbs at an exponential rate. In fact, after gaining only a really small amount of information relative to the total amount there is to know about a subject, many people will actually start to consider themselves as pretty much experts. Now, we've probably all been there to a certain degree as well. We learn a couple of basic principles and all of a sudden think that we've got the topic cracked. Alternatively, we start to learn a new skill, and after a short time of practicing, we start to feel pretty confident in our ability. Now, how certain you are of your knowledge or ability, it probably depends a lot on your personality as well. But it is this group though that often post and comment prolifically in Facebook groups and other online forums. Not only do they post a lot, which in itself is fine, but they're also brimming with confidence and are quick to argue or even ridicule anyone who dares contradict or question their particular viewpoint. They will also take pride in the fact that they are completely self-taught and will compare their knowledge to people who are recognised experts in the field. You'll have come across these people many times, I'm sure. Their favourite phrases that you might read or they might say might be, "Do your own research, don't be brainwashed." And I've even been told to get my head out of the sand when I dared question someone's assertion that chocolate is not in fact poisonous to dogs. It never occurs to these people that doing your own research by reading the first page that agrees with your point of view in a Google search is simply no substitute for actually studying the topic at length over many years. These people simply do not know what they don't know, and this is the Dunning-Kruger effect. Now, of course, people can and do become experts in a field through self-study and personal development, but I would suggest that the way these people communicate is actually very different from our ignorant experts. Now, the graph continues, and if they actually continue to learn about the subject properly, they will come to realise how much more there is to know. They realise that there is more to the topic than they first thought, and as a result, their perception of their own expert status actually plummets. And in fact, their former expert opinion of their own knowledge levels almost drops back down to zero. The previous confidence is replaced by a feeling that they are never going to get to grips with the subject at all. It is then a slow and steady climb back up to the giddy heights of expert status, and things start to make sense again. Slowly but surely, experts start to appreciate that they do know a lot, yet at the same time they will acknowledge that things are complicated. And even then though, a true expert may actually end up selling themselves short. They still feel that they know less than the self-appointed experts with very little knowledge. In a lot of cases, this may be due to something like imposter syndrome, which is something I've talked about in a guest video on the rewired soul that I'll link up here. So this is what the Dunning-Kruger effect is. How though can you protect yourself from advice given by ignorant experts on internet forums, on Facebook groups, in blog posts, and instead recognise true expert advice? Now, to answer this, I'd encourage you to take a look at the website trustortrash.org, and I'll put a link down below, which guides you through a number of questions in 3 main groups to help you decide if you should trust what you are reading in a pet forum or anywhere else online, in print or even in the flesh. And first up is the question, who said it? You should think about trusting the source if the author's name, their background and experience levels are easy to find. Also, if they appear to be well respected in their community, then that is an encouraging sign as well. On the other hand, if you can't find who wrote something, or if you know their name but little else about them, disregarding the information may actually be safer. And tied to all this is the question of where the information came from. Are the sources listed or hidden? Do the sources have experience in the area being discussed, and do they have a commercial element to them? It's something to consider. Now, the second question to consider is when the information was given. With pet healthcare, some areas of our knowledge and understanding and best practices are changing really quickly. Information delivered 10 years ago may not be as up to date as that given in the last 6 months. Now, this is not true in all cases by any means, but information seems out of date compared to other things you've read, then it probably is. Now, the final question to think about when it comes to separating the good from the bad is how do they know? Is it based on multiple sources of peer-reviewed papers, or is it instead based on information based solely on personal opinion or personal experience of a single person or a minority within that field? And lastly, does the information seem reasonable? Does it make sense based on everything you've read and understand? Does it actually seem too good to be true or too simplified? If the answer to that is yes, then it probably is too good to be true. So these are all questions you can ask yourself to stop you getting taken for a ride by someone suffering from Dunning-Kruger effect. They're most likely only trying to help, but remember, they simply don't know what they don't know. Now, if one answer suggests you should not trust the information, it doesn't necessarily mean you should completely disregard it instantly. It just means you should keep it in your mind that there might be an issue and take it as a single piece of the puzzle to find the answer or advice you're looking for. Now, I've said it before, you should always double or triple check anything you read online about any topic. And while I'd love to say that my articles are the only thing you need to read about any of the topics that I've written about, that would just be ridiculous. You should definitely go to other sites to corroborate what I say. Make sure you come back again though. And you should definitely rate the advice of your pet's personal vet above all other sources. They are the only ones who have had a proper consultation with you, who have examined your pet, asked questions, and ordered and interpreted any test results in relation to your pet specifically. You know, we don't know each other personally, and I've never examined your pet. Something you may read may give you a talking point to explore with your vet the best way to go about managing the health or the illness of your dog or cat. It should definitely not result, though, in you rejecting everything your vet has told you if what is written is the complete opposite of what they have said. Bodies and organs are incredibly complex, and what is right for one pet may be completely wrong for another. Having a personal vet you can trust is one of the most important relationships you will have in respect to optimizing and maintaining your pet's health. So take care out there, and remember, anyone can write anything online. Make sure you join me next time. I release videos every Tuesday and Thursday. If you've got any questions, please leave me a comment down below. And until next time, I'm Dr. Alex from Our Pets Health, because they're family.